The empress Xiao Ma Shi was the wife of Emperor Hongwu. She was the first empress of Ming. Ma Shi was married with Hongwu when Hongwu was a military leader of Guo Zixing, who was Ma Shi's foster father. Ma Shi accompanied Hongwu to build the Ming Dynasty. After becoming the empress, Ma Shi still was a great role model. She remained humble, economic, just, and kept a simple life. In 1382, she passed away at 51 and was buried in Xialing. After her death, Hongwu didn't promote a new empress until he passed away. The Empress Xiaoming was the wife of the Emperor Jianwen. She was chosen by the Emperor Hongwu. In 1402, the Prince Yan conquered Nanjing. The Emperor Jianwen burned the forbidden city of Nanjing and escaped. The Empress Xiaoming died in fire at 24. The Empress Renzong Xu Shi was the wife of the Emperor Yongle. She was a pretty and well-educated woman. She was loved by her husband and parents-in-law. When Yongle went to Nanjing to attack the Emperor Jianwen, Empress Xu and her oldest son successfully protected Beijing. After Yongle became the emperor, Xu was promoted to the empress, but she only lived for 4 years as an empress and passed away at 45. After her death, Yongle didn't promote a new empress. In 1424, Empress Xu's son became the emperor. The Empress Cheng Xiaozhao Zhang Shi was the wife of the Emperor Renzong of Ming. She was very pretty and had great personalities. So, she was loved by her husband and parents-in-law. She gave birth 3 boys and 1 girl, and helped her husband successfully keep the crown prince title. But Renzong passed away 9 months after he became the emperor. In 1426, the Emperor Xuanzong of Ming inherited the throne. The Empress Zhang became the empress dowager. 11 years later, Xuanzong passed away. The crown prince was only 9 years old. The empress dowager Zhang had 2 grown-up sons. So ministers worried about the empress dowager supported her son to inherit the throne, but she didn't. She firmly supported the crown prince to become the new emperor, known as the Emperor Renzong of Ming, Yingzong of Ming. The empress dowager Zhang became the grand empress dowager. In 1442, the grand empress dowager passed away at 63. She was buried with Renzong in Xianling. The Empress Gongrang Zhang Hu Shanxiang was the first empress of the Emperor Xuanzong of Ming. Xuanzong didn't like her. She was chosen by the Emperor Yongle. In 1425, Xianzong became the emperor. He had to promote Hu Shanxiang to the empress. 3 years later, Xianzong's true love, the noble consort Shun, gave birth Xianzong's first son. Xianzong forced the Empress Hu voluntarily give up the empress title, using the excuse that Empress Hu couldn't give birth a boy. After demotion, Hu Shanxiang stayed in Chang'an Palace. In 1443, Hu Shanxiang passed away at 41. 19 years later, the Emperor Yingzong restored her empress title. The Empress Xiaozhuang Qian Shi was the wife of the Emperor Yingzong of Ming. After marriage, she had a great relationship with her husband. In 1449, 7 years after marriage, Yingzong was arrested by Mongolia branch Wala. The Empress Qian missed and worried her husband. She cried too much and one of her eyes blind. Also, because of long time sitting on improper position, one of her legs became disabled. 1 year later, Yingzong came back and was under home arrest. She accompanied her husband, spending the most difficult time. In 1457, Yingzong second time became the emperor. Many ministers asked Yingzong promote noble consort Zhou, who was the biological mother of Yingzong's oldest son, to the empress. Yingzong firmly refused. So Qian Shi second time became the empress. In 1464, Yingzong passed away. Both of the Empress Qian and the noble consort Zhou became the empress dowagers. In 1468, the Empress Dowager Qian passed away. According to Yingzong's will, she should be buried with Yingzong, but the Empress Dowager Zhou refused. Ministers and Emperor Xianzong begged several times. The Empress Dowager Zhou had to agree to bury the Empress Dowager Qian with Yingzong. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon.